and we're going to go ahead and get started because we've got quite a bit to get through today. So today we are doing your 3.18 TGA together, and it is a little bit different. You will be drawing out your name and finding the perimeter for it today. So we decided to do something a little bit different for this TGA, a little more fun, but I will go through and show you all the resources that you have for it that will help you navigate it, since everyone's will be different because it is your actual name. Okay, so what we are looking at right now is the directions for the TGA. So let's read through those first, and then I'm going to show you the directions inside of Canvas, which basically match up to this. So you have two parts. Part one is 20 points, and this is going to be the majority of the work, which is where you're writing out your letters, finding the perimeters of your letters on that graph paper. And then part two is where you're going to list out each letter and the perimeter, add them all together, and find the total of all of your letters. So my name, for example, is Darian, Darrian. I listed out all the individual values and then added them together to get my whole name. So that's what you're going to do on part two. We won't be doing that together today. We're just going to do part one, which is the fun part, in my opinion. So let's read the directions. Use the graph paper on page 2 and 3 if you need it to find the perimeter of your first name. So for example, if your name is John Jackson, you're only using your first name, which is just John. Okay. If your name is too long to fit on the first page, which is page 2, you can go to page 3 and continue there. If you are printing this out and handwriting it, you can just print an extra sheet of that graph paper. You do not need to find the perimeter of the inside part of your letters. We'll look at that in a second. Also, if you have repeating letters in your name, you don't need to keep finding the total for that letter. You can just find it the first time and then just copy and paste it for the second letter. And we'll look at an example of that too. Now, here's the important part. You must label each side of each letter with the perimeter of that side. And there's an example that I'll show you in just a second, and we're also going to do one together. Now, if you're someone who is printing it out, I recommend drawing the outline of your letters in pencil first. That way, if you make any mistakes, you can just erase it and redo it. If you're doing it in Class Kick with me today, that's not really an issue. You can just erase it and redo it. Coloring in your letters is not required, but it is encouraged. It makes it more fun, and I want you guys to be creative. Okay, so this is the second page, which is where we'll spend majority of our time today. And you can see at the top of the second page, you have this little key, and it has all the letters of the alphabet for you to reference. So if you are not understanding how to draw your letter, you can look up here and get kind of a little hint about how you can draw your letter. Now, you do not have to do your letters exactly like these. You can be creative, and as long as your letter looks like the actual letter, you're welcome to do it however you want. Okay, but I would stay at about this size. So your letters should be like 5 to 6 blocks tall. Don't make them huge or they won't fit on here. So before we start with my name, I want to show you the instructions on the actual assignment. So from your calendar tomorrow, when you click here and you go to your assignment, this is what it's going to look like. Okay, so it says here 2 options. You can either print it out or do it in Class Kick, which is what we're doing now. And if you scroll down, there's that key again for you. Here is a link to an example, which looks like this. Okay, you can see I printed it out, did my name, colored it in, labeled the letters, added it all together, and found the total for each letter. Okay, so it has an example for you there. And then it also, this is a PDF to the link to the TGA if you do want to print it out. Okay. All right, so before we get started, does anybody have a question? You can put it in the chat box. If not, we're going to get started with doing our actual TGA. Okay, so again, this is what it looks like. I want everybody in your class kit to go to page 2 for me and then come back to our live session. Go to page 2 and then come back to our live session for me. Okay, so for this next, let's just say 10 minutes, I don't want you guys to be doing anything else. I don't want you on any other tabs. I don't want you to try to do your own yet. Just watch me. I promise you it will help you. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is think about what your first name is. So my first name is Darian. If you look at my picture, right there is my first name. So Darrian. So the first letter is D. So I'm going to look on the class kit, and here is the letter D. And to start, I'm going to count how many blocks up the D is. That lets me know what I need to draw. So the D is 1 block, 2 blocks, 3 blocks, 4 blocks, 5 blocks on the side. So for this one, I'm going to use green. Go down 5 blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then right here, it goes over 3 on the bottom. So 1, 2, 3. Then it goes up and over like that, and then up 3. And then over and up, and then connects. Okay. Then the middle just looks like this. That is a D. And if you're somebody who wants to color it in, I suggest using your highlighter tool, changing it to that color, and then making it smaller so you can color it in. So I'm going to color it in. Just remember in class kit, you want to hold it down the whole time. Don't click and let go of it, or it makes it darker. Okay, here is my D. Doesn't have to be perfect, but now I'm going to get my pen tool again, go back to black, make it a bit smaller, and label my sides. Okay, y'all look at mine. How many units is this side piece? How many units? Y'all tell me in the chat box. Okay, Brooklyn says 5. All right, so let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This side is 5. Very good. What about the bottom? How many units is the bottom? 3. 1, 2, 3. So let's put that there. Now, you cannot forget about these little corners. That is also part of my fence around my shape. So this is 1. This is 1. All right, what is this piece? Uh-oh. The front of my D right here. How many units is that? Good, 3. Then here's this another little corner that's 1 and 1. And then how many is the top? Very good. It's also 3. Now, remember from the instructions, you do not have to do the inside of your shapes. So we'll leave that blank. Now, all that's left to do is add up all of these numbers. So I'm going to do that right over here off to the side. And we'll start with my biggest, which is 5. And then just go around the fence until I get back to 5. So 5 plus 3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 3. All right, y'all type that in your calculator and see if you get the same thing that I get. I'm going to type it in mine. 5 plus 3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 3. Wait, I messed up somewhere. 5 plus 3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 3. What'd y'all get? Ooh, good job, Tyler. Yes. So I'm going to make my pen a little bit thicker so I can tell the difference in these here. The D is equal to 18 units. Okay. Cordarius, I'll do another one for you, another letter. So my next letter is A in my name, Darian. So I'm going to do the next letter, pink. Change my width to, I think it was at like a 3 or 4. And here's the A. So the A at the top has 2. So I'll go ahead and do that. And leave a little space between your letters so that you can write the perimeter. So there's across the top, then it goes down 1 over 1. Then it goes down 1, 2, 3, 4 on the side. 1, 2, 3, 4. And its width is 1 over, goes up 2, over 2, down 2, over 1, up 4, over 1, up 1. And then this is the open space. Now I'm gonna get my highlighter, color it in a little bit lighter pink. All right, now I have my A. I need to go back to black and label my sides. We'll make that smaller. All right, Cordarius, you paying attention? Here's the part that you were confused on. So now we need to go around the outside of this shape for each line. So how many units is this top line? Y'all tell me in the chat box. 2, very good. And then look at this. This little tiny side is how many? Yeah, just 1 right there, and then just 1 right here. What about the right side? How many down? Very good, 4. And then this is just 1, so that means this is just 1. All right, how many up on the inside right here? Good, 2, which means this is 2. And then how many across on the inside? Yep, 2 as well. And then how many up the left side? 4 again. And then we have our 1 right there, and then 1 right there. Okay. Yep, that's where the 1s come from. So now we need to add these all up. I'm going to start with this 4 right here and then go around the shape so I don't miss any. Okay, so I've got 4 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2 at the top plus 1 for that corner plus 4 for the right side plus 1 for the bottom plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 for the underside, then plus 1 for the left bottom, and I already did that other 4. All right, y'all add that up, see if you match mine. I'm gonna add them up real quick. What'd y'all get? You have to write out the math. Yes, good, Christina. Madeline. Let me change my thickness here. A is going to be equal to 22. And yours might be different, your letters, just depending on how you draw yours. Okay, I'm going to do one more letter, one more example, and then I'm going to let you guys start on yours. So we only need to do one letter. No, you do your entire first name, Mackenzie. So here's D-A. The next letter in my name is R. I'll do that one in blue. Let's scroll down. I need to change this back to smaller. And the R, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. Then it goes 3 across the top like that. and then a little corner piece like this, and then that piece. Then it goes straight down for 2. The R kind of looks weird. Like that, and like that, and like this. Okay. All right, so there's the R. I know it looks weird right now. Let's color it in. Hopefully it'll look a little better. And y'all, these are not going to look perfect. You're not being graded on it looking perfect. You're being graded on doing the work, which is finding the perimeter. All right, change my pen back to black and let's label the sides here. So how many across the top is my R? Good, Mackenzie, 3. And then in my corner here, this is 1, this is 1, this is 1, this is 1, this is 2, this is 1, 1, 1. Lots of ones on this one. 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1. And then how many is my left side of this letter? 5. Very good. Okay, we don't need to do the inside, so let's add these up. I'm going to start with 5 right here. So 5 plus 3 across the top. Plus, I'm going to go ahead and count up all of these ones and just add that number. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 12 ones plus this 2 plus this 2. All right, y'all tell me what you get from that. Very good, guys, 24. So let's make this a bit bigger. And R is equal to 24. Now let me show you something else. The next letter of my name is also R, so you don't need to do all of this again. If you have a repeating letter, just draw the shape of your letter. So I'm going to use orange for this one. And watch how easy this is now. So since I already have an R here, I'm just going to draw another R. Boom, 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 whoops. Across, up. Okay, I drew my other R. And guess what? Since this is the same, all you need to do is write equals 24. You don't need to do this all over again if your letter repeats. Okay? All right, I'm going to leave that up there. You guys go start on your name. Let me know if you have any questions. If you want me to look at yours in Class Kick, just raise your hand inside of Class Kick and it'll pop up on my screen and I can come look at yours. All right, y'all get started on your letters. Make sure you're using that key to help you if you need it. Let me see. Shyla, can you do S? Because I'm a little confused on that letter. Of course. So S, I'm going to do it over here in red, Shyla, so you can see that it's that letter. All right, here's S on the key. So S on the top goes across 3, so that's what I'm going to start with. 1, 2, 3. Then it goes down 1 and over 1. Then it goes down 1 over 1, down 1 over 2, down 1 over 3, down 1 over 3 again, up, over, up, over, up, over, up, and over. So S looks like that before you fill it in. But I promise y'all, once you fill them in, they look so much better. So don't forget to fill in your letters. So Shyla, that's what an S will look like. You're welcome. Gabby, if your class kick's not working, try to refresh it. If it still doesn't work, you can do it on your own paper, but you're going to have to print out the graph paper. Okay, does anybody have any questions for me? If not, you should be working on your own name right now. We have about 15 more minutes in class. You should be able to get the majority of your name finished in that time period. So I'm going to mute myself. If you have a question, I'm happy to help you. Brooklyn, you can do this on paper, but you have to print out the TGA so that you print the graph paper. You can't just write it on normal paper because then you won't know how long the sides are.